We mostly record on Wednesdays. Mostly.
We mostly record on Wednesdays. Mostly. Yeah.
Very good.
You like that? That's good.
They come out at night.
That was good.
I did
Mostly.
that despite the
They
actor
mostly
that played
come out at
Newt
night.
in this movie Aliens, because this is like the only movie she ever did, and she was in the commentary track, and she hates when
she
her
was?
friends say that, because that's like her most famous
wow.
line
Oh,
from the
yeah,
movie.
right. Oh, no. And if you knew her, it would be hard not to.
I
How
know.
could you not?
And she's normal,
Yeah.
right? She's not an actor. She did this one thing and then moved on. So that was it.
Oh, that's
Right.
funny.
Yeah. But we're doing Aliens this week. This is the sequel to Alien. We got two big directors kind of like starting off in this franchise. We got Ridley Scott last week with his first movie, and this is James Cameron's second movie, taking over the writing and directing credits for Aliens. The synopsis is 57 years after surviving an apocalyptic attack aboard her space vessel by merciless space creatures. Creatures? Why is that
I guess
plural?
You can count the face hugger
Well,
as one.
you gotta
and
count
then
the
there
little
you go.
guys.
It's
Okay,
like,
okay.
so-
Yeah.
Officer
two.
Ripley awakens from hypersleep and tries to warn anyone who will listen about the predators. Predators. That's a different
Ooh.
movie. Alien
That is a
vs.
different
Predator. All right, TC hasn't seen any of these movies. What do you think, TC?
Yeah, this one was cool. I would say start with this one. Fucking forget the first one.
Oh, I think
no.
I wouldn't even bother with the first one. I told my brother, I was like, you don't watch the first one. Just start on the second one.
I don't
You
know.
don't need
Then
any of the
then
context.
you'd
You get it
lose
immediately.
yeah, but you'd lose
Yeah.
the like all the
The hide and
surprise
seek
of the
part?
first one if you hadn't seen it. But maybe even by now, even if you haven't seen the movie, you know it all. I don't know, but what the alien looks like and all.
I don't
that
think it's
stuff.
needed.
There's so many repeated
No.
gags in the second one that I think that if you started with the second one, you might end up liking it a lot
You
more.
can finish the
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
And
Right, I
I
know.
thought I did a lot better on this one. I was glued to my seat. I was fucking loving this one. This one, like you said, Denny, was a nonstop thriller.
Yep.
It was just a fucking, just an onslaught of stimuli. Like I thought this movie was fucking awesome. I told my brother, I was like, for all those years that we listened to Art Bell on the radio about aliens, how the fuck did we skip this movie? Like, this is single-handedly probably the movie that scared most people into thinking aliens were real. And that they were like these crazy looking, I'm going to kill you monsters, and not just like some person like me and you traveling to another Earth. Right. I mean, it was fucking badass. And I'll tell you that one part where she blew away everything with the fucking fire. That was sick. And now what was going on there? That the mother alien couldn't move because she was connected to all the eggs? Is that what that was?
While she
Yeah,
was
she
connected,
had
it
the egg
seemed
sac,
like.
yeah,
She had to
yeah.
rip her ass off the egg sac.
Off the thing
Right,
in order
right,
to
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's all these little
She
babies
was
that are
so
protecting
angry
her.
that she had to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that Burke. Never liked him. Didn't like him in the fucking things he's ever acted in. Hated him right off the bat.
Yeah.
Now I definitely remember why I didn't like him at all. Anyways, because that guy was a son of a bitch. Why would you do that to somebody? You know they're deadly. Like, you're looking at that fucking thing and you're saying to yourself, oh, let me lock these people in the room, or let me like screw them
'cause
over. Like,
they
I
need to
wouldn't
be
do
hosts.
anything. I would feel so bad regardless of the fucking
Yeah.
money.
Think of
I
the
couldn't
money.
believe it. Oh, the money. We're set for
And
life.
Ridley didn't
Like,
see this shit coming. Ripley, rather.
Yeah,
didn't see
Ripley,
this coming.
come
This
on.
already happens. It's like, of
Yeah,
course the
that's true.
corporations are going to fucking try to keep the alien. You already
That's
learned this
true.
lesson, man.
And
Come
not to
on.
mention, like, you asked him to not do it. You knew that was going to happen. Like, she should have known better.
She thought
Yeah.
the bad guys were the androids for some reason, but really it was the corporations in both
Right,
cases.
the
She
guy
should
from
have known.
Millennium. The guy from
android is
Millennium isn't
following
going to
his
be the bad
programming.
guy.
Yeah.
You don't think it went
Yeah,
rogue
no, I
there?
thought it was really good.
The murder part
Who?
in the first one?
No,
that wasn't a bit rogue?
No, I don't think that was. You mean the android going
He did
rogue?
some
I thought-
calculations, and the only way to secure the creatures was to start murdering people. That was in his.
What
calculation.
exactly? What did he do? I forget.
She found out about him, and he was like, "All right, now you have to die because objective number one is to secure alien from point A
Right.
to point B."
Right. So yeah, no, that was his orders. He was following orders. He's following corporate orders. So you're right, Danny, that she should have thought about how that the robot was just the android was following orders and not just crazy. But yeah,
She doesn't come off as the smartest person in these movies. She is heroic.
She's not
seems
the
okay.
dumbest either.
No,
She's kind of dumb. She drove. I mean, in reality, let's talk about real alien situation.
Okay, we're talking
if
about
you
real.
drive that car into that wall, that was a bad idea. They just happened to know exactly where those people were, and bust out exactly where they were at the exact
Oh, no,
time.
she didn't. She
True.
knew where she was going. She saw all the
It was the
tunnels
one
and
road.
stuff.
maps.
She knew.
It was
She knew
following
the
the only
maps.
road.
Yeah. She did that. She had to do it. She knew exactly what she was doing there.
Yeah.
Knew that it'd go right through that wall, and that's how she got to them.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she could sense where they were. You know, she's an alien herself.
Oh, no,
really.
she's good.
She's got that
Yeah.
maternal instinct, you know? Kind
She
of
does.
came across with a new
And
relationship there.
just a
That's
natural
right.
with weapons too, you know. Just show her one gun and
Oh,
then
yeah.
she's
You
taping
didn't know
two together.
Yeah, you didn't know you could duct tape two weapons together? Come on.
When I was a
Flamethrower
kid,
and
I
gun.
thought that was the coolest thing ever. After
I
watching
was
this
like,
movie, I
what
was
is
duct
she
taping all my
doing?
toy guns together.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
were you really? That's
yeah.
funny.
Duct taping flashlights to him and shit. I'm like, how many
It's
things
a-
can I tape to my gun?
Oh, that's
it's a
funny.
Nerf gun
Sweet.
and a squirt gun, and it works at night.
That's awesome. I actually didn't realize when she was taping it together. I was like, is she taping together two regular guns? Like, what's she
It
gonna
was
do?
the
Switch?
flamethrower and the
And then I
pulse rifle,
realized,
right?
yeah, and then
Yeah,
I realized, but at first I was like, what the fuck is she doing?
Huh?
But yeah, that was pretty
Go
funny.
on,
I thought that was, and then that was kind of badass when she was fighting in the robot thing. I thought that was cool. I thought that was real cool. Although I would have expected that thing could have popped its head right off. Just
Yeah, just squeeze it, right? Pop
Yeah,
it.
just squeeze it. Like
But
there's
then
no
if
way
you
it
do
couldn't.
that, all the guts fly out onto your body inside the, because the head was
True,
right there, right?
and they're acidic. That's a good
that's true.
point.
Yeah,
That
you
could
gotta
have
be
been
careful
bad.
about
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
That could have been
That
real
was done to
bad.
very good effect in this film. The impact of the acid was.
Yeah, when that guy got shot with it,
Yeah.
and then like his whole thing was melting, and they were trying to get it off of him. Like that was pretty.
Yeah.
I did like the new group of. I thought Bill Paxton was fantastic. He's
Yeah.
just he just plays that nervous Nelly so well. His voice kept cracking when he was screaming. Like it was just good, Bill Paxton. Rest in peace.
It freaked Nikki out to see him. She's only used to seeing him in much more like tame roles, or being
really?
the wise statesman type of role. So she thought it was really odd to see him like this, like the unhinged young guy. It was very strange.
Yeah, it was funny. I think overall I was just very much glued to the screen, and I wasn't as bothered by the aliens this time because it wasn't those little fucking things.
Not as
Those things are
icky?
because they're not like spiders. I hate spiders.
Yeah.
So they look like
Well, there was
spiders.
the
and that freaked me out.
extended face hugger chase. Did that freak you out?
That wasn't freaking me out as bad. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah,
look
it
as
was
good
just
as
a-
the first movie, I think.
It was just
They
the
look
little
kinda
ones that
shitty.
scared me.
Yeah, it wasn't as, again, what we know Ridley for, like using the fog and lights and everything to make things look better than they are. So here you're seeing it more in the light of day with probably much better models. But still, in
Not
the end,
made out
it
of
doesn't look
oysters.
as- I don't know. No
Yeah.
oysters this time?
No
No.
oysters this time.
They
giving
didn't
you a
really do any
clearer
close-ups
Yeah, well, no, they did
them.
when he was dissecting the one. You really
Oh.
could see stuff. I don't know what they were actually using there, but maybe Denny.
No.
But
The commentary was a jumbled mess
Oh, really?
in a good way. Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
They
I'm
basically
glad-
had every
yeah.
single person that worked in the movie just clips. Like some of them were in the rooms together. Like all the actors that are now famous were in a room together. Sigourney Weaver and the director were in a room together. The special effects guy and a producer were in the room together. And they would just I don't know how they did it. My guess would be they sat everyone down to do it. And then they cut out the most interesting piece
They
for
just
any given
edited it.
scene.
Oh, wow.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. But that might have made it feel a little herky.
It definitely was herky. And when people were trying to do jokes, they would always throw that in instead of doing like something informative.
Oh,
And
right.
also they didn't end up
so
talking.
you got
to the
like
movies
time
too
was
much.
being wasted by not having any trivia.
It's fucking Bill
stuff.
Paxton, dude. He was
Yeah.
cracking jokes left and right. They gave
He was great.
all the soldier guys were in a room together drinking beer. That was
Oh,
their
that's
Nice.
funny.
Yeah. And it was was it 10 years? They recorded it like 10 or 15 years after this movie came out, so they hadn't seen each other in a while.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's funny. I thought it was great. I immediately told my brother to watch it.
Nice.
So I
Any
think,
feedback
it was-
from that yet?
He hasn't watched it yet. It was,
Okay.
I
Has
watched
he
it
ever
yesterday.
watched anything you've told him to watch?
Yeah, but I think like this one was more like, because we were just talking about aliens yesterday with Art
Okay.
Bell, because we used to love Art Bell. So he was asking me like, if I'm doing podcasts, like why haven't I just become Art Bell? And I'm like, God, there's got to be a million alien podcasts. You just haven't looked, right? Like it's nothing new.
I don't know who Art Bell is. Should I
Art
know?
Bell was the king of radio, late night radio. He had a show on the radio waves from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. all across the globe every night,
What was it?
Every
called?
night?
Is it-
Jesus.
every single night. Yep. And so he did the show for years, and it was all about our aliens and remote viewing and all the shit that is weird that that came out in the movies as being like fantastical. He usually covered as a reality.
Oh, wow.
So like he fully
like
believed
in a serious way. Oh no.
Yeah,
like,
he fully believed in aliens. Like he lived in Pahrump, Nevada, which was right by Area 51. He was like, he had like a ranch and he just like did radio. That's all he did. He loved being radio. Yeah. He died not too recently, but he had a show called Coast to Coast AM, basically, is what it was.
Wow.
Like at the time, it was mainly shortwave radio that they were catching it on, or as it got digital, they actually did like digital streams. But for the most part, it was a United States radio broadcast, which people across the globe figured out how to listen to because it was that popular. I mean, my mom, my brother, my sister, we were listening to that every single night. Like, because I was always up late.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was always up late. So like I'd be up and we'd start it. I mean, we wouldn't always finish till 4, right? Like maybe on a Friday.
Wow.
But like at night on the week, I would. Oh yeah, weekdays I'd be up listening because we were night owls and I don't sleep much in then either. But yeah, we would listen.
Wonder
at night
where these
and fall
habits
asleep.
came from. The answer
Yeah,
is
I know, right?
right here.
Seriously. So yeah, Art Bell was like a whole thing, and I'm surprised I never watched Aliens because literally all they talked about was either the reptilians, the Greys. They have like all sorts of different ones that they know of. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I had no idea about any of this.
Whitley Strieber was a guest. He would always talk about being probed, and I'd always make a joke like, "Are we sure it was the aliens that probed him?" And it was just like,
come on, John, Whitley Strieber. You don't know Whitley Strieber?
I don't know.
Good old
And then there was
Whitley.
Then there was Major Ed Dames, who was the remote
Of
viewing
course,
guy.
Major Ed Dames.
Right.
Yeah. How do you not know him? Funny enough, dude.
Military, so he knows what he's
Funny
talking
enough,
about.
there's been movies made where they actually sought out his expertise, quote unquote, on remote viewing to add to their story. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, that was the world that I, grew up in. So it was surprising to me when I was watching this, like, how did I never watch this? Right? Like, I would have assumed being like so involved in like this.
This one
we didn't
especially.
really
I remember this one being on
but-
TV a lot.
Yeah, this is huge.
I don't know. I just never watched it. And so, I mean, yeah, watching it yesterday was really cool.
I think it's like the first. It might be the first R-rated film I saw.
Oh, really?
But I don't know.
Cool.
I just remember. I remember being terrified by it though. Because I was
Wow,
not
That's
ready
close to
for
me
it.
too, man. Because for some reason, my video store guy growing up like trusted kids with these types of things, and we somehow tricked him into renting us Alien because he's like, you can handle this one. And then I was like, all right, what's next? And he's like, Aliens. I'm like, fuck yeah. I was like 11 years old. Fucking video store guys renting 11-year-olds R-rated movies.
How'd you handle that at 11?
These movies I did fine. I thought these were fine for 11.
There were
some other
just
things that he rented me that I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
There's a grooming
he's trying
situation
to diddle.
going
Yeah, he's trying to diddle. That's what he's trying to do. Hey, little boy, come back and watch
Long
this
story
R-rated
short.
movie. So, yeah. Aliens was pretty cool, man. I have to say, it was nonstop, jam-packed, and I thought the acting was good. And, I loved that guy from Millennium, too. I used to love that show.
Who's that?
The android. The android.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like, I kept thinking it's like,
Bishop.
it's not quite Willem Dafoe, sort of. It's just, he's just got the same kind of really odd look that Willem
Very
has.
He looks like he's
very
made out
odd.
of wood. Like his entire head is made out of wood or something.
No, it was a perfect choice for a robot.
Oh no, he was good, but
Yeah.
it just Nikki and I were both like thinking that's not Willem Dafoe, is it? Because it has this, he gives the same impression, but it's not.
Yeah, it was good. So yeah, I have I thought everything was good. Even the graphics were decent and held up pretty strong. I did notice there was a projection like VFX shot in there that I was like,
there's so many of those.
projection.
So many of those.
But
The
there
one
was
where,
a couple
the
that were
ship was
obvious.
The one where the ship was crashing down.
Yes,
and like,
that's the one I noticed.
And like they were just hiding behind the set they were on wasn't moving at all. And then the screen was just like the ship
and they
crashing.
were running this way.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, exactly.
And they're like, all right, guys, hop behind the rocks. All right, we got it.
Yep, perfect take.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, it still looked good, I thought, and was believable enough. I think it might have been actually more obvious probably on a movie screen. But I really had no complaints. I thought it was great. And I was listening to it really loud. So all that booming and crashing was cool. But yeah, I really liked it. What do you got?
John?
I also did like it. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Denny.
He's been practicing this for years.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's just one of those days.
This movie was more like a video game than anything nowadays, but that's because it also turns out video games were really influenced by this movie. So it's odd when I watch it now and I look at the vehicles and the guns and the way that's all played out.
It's the Halo
like,
car, isn't it?
I know, it is so Halo. Well, the way the guns are and the counters and it's all just pretty remarkable, just how much like a video game it is. But it's really, the truth is, this is how much like first person video games became, especially the whole idea of the Space Marine and everything. So that was kind of, it also lightens it. It was more like a fun action film in a way, even though there's all these horrible aliens and people are dying horribly, which is a little weird.
That's the thing. I like remembering this movie. I was like, Naomi, you can handle this one better. It's not horror, it's action. But it is pretty scary a lot of the times. Like Naomi couldn't watch a lot of the scenes.
Oh yeah, there's some still. I mean, there's still some scary parts.
Oh, dude, when that thing flew in from the top, of, like from out of nowhere at what's her name, Sigourney. There, I was like, oh, I jumped out of my seat. Little fucker coming in.
It
hot.
still gets sort of campy at the end, like the alien riding the elevator.
I liked it.
I wanted an elevator. I wanted an interior scene with some elevator music and the alien looking impatient. You know, like the girl from
whistling
Ipanema
away
is playing or whatever, and the alien's like.
Dude, all I can think was like, that's definitely Jurassic Park when they taught the velociraptors how to open doors. They're like, can we get away with this? You're like, well, the alien knew how to use the elevator, so I think we can get away with the velociraptors
but just
opening
the way
doors.
it played out was just sort of funny because I don't know, it just almost was camp in a way. It's like.
I thought the same thing when it was like looking when Ripley was standing off with a flamethrower and the Queen was like looking at her and she's like, all right, get away, minions, and then the minions kind of go away because they got a stinky look from the Queen.
Right. And then the egg opens and Ripley's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I know.
So
that was a little weird, I have to say. Like, how would they have had that communication? I didn't understand it.
Something alien, different kind of wavelength there. And the
true. I guess that's what they were leaning on, huh? Because the past.
I guess.
I remember.
They were just like, she's burning the eggs and made it clear. And Mama Alien was like, back off. She's burning the eggs. Back off, you.
Don't let them burn.
Right. She's
smart enough to use the elevator, not smart enough to realize that Ridley is just going to burn him as soon as she gets to the edge of the room anyway.
True.
Right, maybe. But
it does hurt too, by the way.
Right? Because she was connected because the egg
she was
opened.
connected to all
Who
of
the
them,
hell
so it actually hurts.
She was like blowing them up with grenades, and the alien thing didn't seem to care too much.
That's true.
I have no idea what the situation with how much the Queen needs that butt thing. Seems like not that much.
No, well, that's to make the eggs, so it's not like needs to live, but needs to make her eggs.
That's not typical for any other creature, though. Right? I guess this is an alien, but still.
Right.
I don't know. Ask Burke.
So
he's kind of like an ant.
They're
kind of like ants, aren't they?
Or I don't know. Do ants do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You ever been inside of an
ant? I just know they
hole?
walk in roads. That's about all I know.
Sometimes they get in your house if you leave a piece of fruit on the ground.
Right. Yeah, they just travel in fucking pairs. And
wait till you have kids and no dog.
No dog.
But, yeah, the dog is so helpful when you have kids and just cleaning up whatever falls on the floor.
So
if you
I was
don't
so
have
confused.
The dog,
I'm like, do ants and dogs have an agreement?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
See,
I'm going to kill you. I'm a dog. Oh, right.
I thought the dog would lap up the ants, which is...
that's what I mean.
You could do that too.
Right,
but really what the dogs do is get rid of any scraps.
Yeah, there's nothing on the ground because the kids...
The cats just stare at the ants. They don't do shit.
Oh, yeah, they're buddies.
Hey, fruit? I don't want that. That's fruit. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
What are these?
That's
ants?
right.
I don't know what that is. Stare at
That's
this for a while.
stupid. Yeah, why are they in my way?
I'm going to go take a nap.
Although that's not true. Yeah, my a couple times when we had like ant outbreaks in our apartment, which is weird, they like gravitate to the cat food. One time I went in, a whole bowl was covered in ants, and Pirate was just sitting at it, looking at it like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like,
give it a bite.
I'm not eating this. Yeah, and she looked at me, and I looked down. I was like, "Oh fuck, there's ants!" And she looked at me like, "Yeah, no shit, I'm not eating this," because she had brought me into the room. Like, I'm like, "I just fed you. What the fuck, right?" Like, why are you saying it? And she was sitting. She like communicates by just sitting near things.
See, just like the alien.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I knew what she wanted. Then I went over and was like, "Holy shit!" And then I looked at her, and she looked at me like, "What the fuck?"
Now
See, I'm not as stupid as you think I am.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So yeah, I maybe thought the dogs had an agreement.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what are we talking about?
So
I don't know. Aliens.
So the other camp, I mean, I like the loader fight, but it also is just kind of funny in a way, that she brings up the loader and has a Rocky punch out scene.
Oh, it's great. She puts her hands up. Come on.
The alien gets all of a sudden very slow when she's in that slow machine thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Although
That's true.
the whip and the tail thing was scary.
That was scary. Yeah. I can't see how the alien got on the ship. He didn't see it at all. But
so I've seen this a bunch of times. I tried to find out.
You try to look at it.
You see when like the ship. No, you can't see it, but like you can see when the ship when it's trying to take off that the little landing feet get caught on some metal and kind of drag the metal. So like they're open and they're above the platform, But it's all
that's
so
when-
quick that like you wouldn't think the alien would be able to get up there that quickly, but they do intentionally show you it like bouncing around.
Right, for that purpose to allow that.
I think so. Yeah.
And it's kind of like they can sniff out any kind of host, it seems like, right? So I imagined in my head, I just connected that like there was an alien somewhere else, sniffed the people in the ship. Is that what you guys are talking about? When the ship took off and the alien came in?
Yeah, but it was just the one alien.
That was
right?
the
it was just the one.
The queen
I just figured there was.
Yeah,
I just figured it was one that like was off in the distance and was like, oh shit, I smell a host.
Oh, like a different queen?
Like a different alien.
Oh, different.
I didn't really. I didn't really make the
was
connection that it was the queen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it was the queen because it was so much bigger
queen.
than the other
Because
one.
the queen's got all the mantle
It's got the big ass forehead.
Yeah,
that's some gnarly shit.
Yeah, but I really I think you mentioned like the whole ensemble cast was great. All the Marines were great and really diverse. I mean, it's kind of amazing for the time. I didn't even think about it back then. But
they still made the
wow.
Latino to be just a fucking illegal
Yeah, but she was a
alien.
badass. It was great.
I'm sorry, I laughed at that. I did.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, it's still. They were all like portrayed well, I thought, and did their again. It was good acting.
She was a little over the top with the bendejo.
Oh, really?
What?
Really? Oh,
I thought so.
I mean, I don't know.
I live in L.A., John.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a judge of other cultures.
I see a lot of Latin.
I'm just happy to see different colored people.
Latinx,
that's all. I live in Minnesota.
Politically correct.
You guys are about to be surprised. So I was going to have a lot of trivia about like things in the screen aren't what you think. There's a lot of tricks in the screen and like visual effects in camera and stuff. But I was going to say the best special effect is that woman is a fair-skinned, freckled, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman.
The one that plays
the one who plays the Latina. They put in brown eye contacts. They shaved her head and dyed her hair brown, and they put dark skin makeup on her.
So that's why that bendejo thing sounded so fake.
Yeah. It's also fucking weird how why they did that. It's like, why did not just hire someone Latino?
Yeah.
Right.
It's very strange. Well,
because it's Hollywood and they only hired whites.
It's back then. I mean, this is still a problem now, but it's still kind of funny. Like, I never knew that until watching it this time because the makeup is pretty good, right? Like,
I couldn't tell. I had no clue. Was there a reason that, like, did they change her character right before shooting?
No.
Or
I don't know why they did that.
They hired a Latin. What? They hired a white person for a Latin character?
Yes. Yeah. And instead of switching the character to not be Latin, they put makeup and made the person look Latin.
That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard.
That is bizarre. I had no idea. Wow.
And they still kind of do that. Like, they kind of do that still. What was that Wachowski movie where they made people Asian? That was recent.
Oh, was
Cloud
it?
Atlas.
Oh,
they made white people Asian in that movie.
Wow. Weird.
That just seems weird.
Yeah, it's super fucking
what's
weird.
the point?
Seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of extra jobs, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. To put the makeup on every day and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure the hair dye looks good. Make sure the contact lenses on set every day.
No, it is.
So Jeanette Goldstein.
Wow, she's Goldstein, huh? Wow.
She knew somebody.
Yeah.
Had to have. Yeah.
Look at that. That's just that's pretty insane.
Look, I got a daughter. She really wants to be in the movie.
All right, Mr. Goldstein, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, sure thing, Mr. Goldstein. Yep. And your car will arrive at 8 a.m. Wow.
This was the first movie she had ever been in, too. So that scenario actually sounds pretty likely, right?
But that also sucks because it's the last time she's going to be in anything.
It's very strange
didn't
that they
play
would decide
herself.
to do this.
She was in Terminator 2.
As a white girl. Please don't tell me as a Latina.
I don't know, actually.
Holy
Let's look out for her.
That would be something else.
She's the token
that would be,
white lady
the token white lady who plays the Latino.
I don't know. I mean,
she's really good at it, though. She's really good at it.
Good enough. Unless you lived in the area like TC, you can tell the difference. I can't. I'm a Minnesota white boy. I didn't know.
True.
I was like, hey, look,
I thought that everyone was so over the top bad bro.
Right.
You know,
that
it all seemed kind of bad to me. Like that whole intro part where everyone's like, yeah, bro, let's fucking do army stuff together.
Yeah.
I thought that was my least favorite part.
Eat the cornbread. It's good for you.
I thought it was funny.
The most disgusting part of this movie to me is that commander with the cigar in his mouth. That was disgusting, dude.
Eating
I can watch
cigar.
the aliens kill people all day, but watching that guy move that cigar around in his mouth is disgusting.
Now, he really was black, right?
I don't know. They didn't mention it, so all signs point to yes. But there's no one to be sure, John. There's no one to be sure
anymore.
Oh,
God.
man, that's funny.
Anyway, I just kind of like that team aspect of it. I know maybe it seems really corny or campy, but it's part of what made it fun and made it feel like an action flick too.
That's why I don't know though. I think the best parts of this movie are when it gets really serious and all the fun stuff goes away. And that's most of the movie, to its credit. Like the last half almost of the movie is just people panicking and dying and trying to run away.
Right.
And that stuff
That's
is
true.
awesome. And there are a couple of like special effects here, just kind of like, oh, like TC said, you can kind of notice it, but it's so many special effects and so fast that it's acceptable for the most part. But it's just, yeah, I think I would like this movie more too if it was just as consistent as the first one. I think the first one is like way more consistent, and I like the build. This one kind of takes like a cheap route of let's do an action scene right in the beginning. It won't be real, but we'll fake out the audience and have some blood right at the beginning because like they need to know like. And it
it's
works.
Gonna get bad.
It works. It definitely feels faster. But after that scene, I don't like any of the parts basically between that scene and
not until they're like in there.
Even when they get Newt and all that stuff. There's a couple good scenes like when she's cleaning up Newt and stuff. I like that. That's some pretty good acting in there.
Yeah.
But it's not until the second time they try to go in and just start getting attacked that it's just like, oh yeah. But that's like an hour and a half of the movie. So it's like, yeah, this is all awesome stuff. It's way more intense than Alien. That's for damn sure.
Yo.
Right, when it all happens.
Night and day difference. Yeah.
And the aliens look really cool. There's so many of them.
The set looks a little bit more modern too, right? They had that.
I thought the set was worse. I thought it looked worse.
I thought it looked a little bit more modern. So
it was a different, better. It's just a contrast, like the military ship being all clean and spotless, and as opposed to the mining ship from the first film. It's sort of a neat kind of contrast there that it was like more of a highly scrubbed, well maintained machine.
In this one more than not, and it's hard to kind of criticize it because there's so much more going on in Aliens, but like there's so much going on that some of the things, half or less, just looked like sets. Like the car looked like it had just like a case on top of it, right? It didn't look like a tank or anything. Everything in the first one, smaller in scope, but I thought everything looked pretty damn good consistently. So it was like easier to get lost in that world.
I thought like and again the weapons and the detail of these other things. Although again, just some things were like there's these cheesy things that come through. Like there's the one fade of Sigourney's face into the planet.
I like that,
which was
I like that. Because that was the ending of the first movie, and then also kind of the ending of this one. But like Newt's in the frame at the end, so it was kind of
but this happened like
towards the beginning.
early on.
But I'm saying the last shot of the first movie.
The last shot is more like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed like I don't know. It's sometimes a little bit blatant.
I liked it. I thought it worked really well.
I don't know. How about the ammunition countdown that was given?
I liked all that dumb stuff.
That just takes forever.
No, I liked all that dumb stuff.
Like
I liked the
30, 39.
I liked it how at the end of this one.
Okay, now we're gonna do it again for the other set of guns because that first time was
that
pretty
guy's
cool.
dead. Fuck that guy. All right, we're back at 110. Start getting nervous again. I think all of it works really
80,
good.
89. No, wait, 79.
It worked really good for tension. And even with like the little,
I think so.
The little
it makes sense that you'd call out the numbers,
which was also
the beepers,
called back.
which lets everybody know where you are.
Right.
Like that's a great way to.
Wait, the aliens don't have beepers.
The aliens have ears, probably.
Oh.
Did they?
So like you're sitting there trying to like walk around and explore things, and
it's
the
pretty
aliens
quiet.
get to know where you are.
Yeah,
it was really loud. It's all about audience being nervous, right? But,
yeah, it's a great tactic, and apparently a huge budget saver.
How so? What do you mean?
You don't have to have the shot of the aliens during any of those parts, but in your head, you're like, "There's a shit ton of aliens coming. This is scary."
You see all those dots, and that's frightening. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, that was a pretty creepy scene too, where they're all the dots, and like they realize that they're overhead. And
that was
pretty scary.
How stupid are these?
Did you think they were
people
invisible
who built
aliens?
The place? No,
they're in the room.
They were up. They were. They had to be above them. There was no other or below.
And so like this one also has a lot of moments where you're like, these people are all so stupid, and it's for action's sake. But like, she's like, I checked all the tunnels, all the pipes, and you're like, you didn't check the drop ceiling, lady?
I mean, that's right. Like you guys didn't. That's what I was getting at. You guys didn't know there's a drop ceiling.
Yeah, you should fucking know that. You can see through the ceiling. It's right there.
Yeah, that's right. You just go poke. See?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
the fact that it lifted that easy and they were walking on it too made like no sense.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, they're very light-footed, those aliens.
They must have been climbing on the top, I guess.
They do that too. They're like spiders.
Yeah, I don't like the spiders.
Yeah, they are like spiders.
I'd be spraying that perimeter spray all over that ship. Nope, not coming in here. You're not coming in here.
Get a salt shotgun. You know what a salt shotgun is?
No.
It's a shotgun that shoots rock salt, and you use it to kill bugs.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it
So
hurts.
I think it's weird. I actually like the mixed tone of this one for some reason because it just makes it sort of campy and doesn't make it, even though there are super serious parts, it sort of lightens it overall in a way.
I 100% agree. I'm
so
only criticizing it because I think Alien might be like a better put together movie, sort of.
Yeah.
But if I were to watch another one right now, it would be Aliens for sure.
It's more of a popcorn movie.
Yeah.
If I'm going to tell anybody to go
it's got
back
these different elements, and I like
this,
again, it's really weird that I like the like silly broness of it. I like it.
I had thoughts of Evil Dead 2 while watching this movie.
That's fair.
Right?
Okay.
Did you get any of that? I mean, like the low budget effects, tons of effects, somewhat cheesy acting, super entertaining, lots of quick cuts.
in the guns.
A lot of macho-ness.
It wasn't trying to be that funny as Evil Dead, but it was trying to be like super gory and super engaging.
But also like testosterone filled, which is fine, and it's just even kind of like even like the pilot in her aviator glasses, just being a badass.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was just for some reason willing to go along with it, even though it's very cheesy in a way. It's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, so I can see kind of an Evil Dead sort of thing where they're just going after entertainment too, in a way. It's like they'll be whatever. We'll be funny. We'll do action. We'll scare you. We'll do all kinds of things here. Whatever is fun, or whatever will kind of get a response from the audience, sort of.
Yeah, I would have loved to see this in the theaters back when it came out. I wish I had.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, like, when it ended and the credits came on, I was like, I would be leaving this movie theater right now, talking to someone, being like, "Holy shit!" Right? Like that was awesome. I mean, that was seriously a blockbuster film. It was cool watching it in my room because I got all the surround sound and stuff. But the theater would have been. Whew.
Jim Cameron. So everyone calls him Jim Cameron. That knows him. Apparently, his name is James Cameron. But Jim Cameron,
Jimmy.
Well, the first screening he went with a real audience. He said that he knew this was like before it was widely released. The scene where she walks out in that thing and says like, "Get away from her, you bitch." The entire audience like stood up and cheered and screamed at the screen.
Nice.
So he's just like, "Oh shit, we did it, guys!"
Yeah, this
like
is gonna work.
We have him till the end, and everyone's super engaged and cheering at the screen.
Yeah,
Jackpot.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah,
I remember thinking that was great when I first saw it.
It's good this time
now
too.
It almost is like it's good. It's again a little campy again, but like you're along for the ride. It's like
she sells it more than anyone else. She's definitely.
She did a great job on this one.
She
too.
does her ability to do like this sort of intensity, even though it's stupid at times, but really seeming smart at other times. Somehow pulling it off. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, she's believable when she's intense.
Yeah.
I thought,
she acts like a commander, and she does. I mean, she really does, even though she doesn't necessarily. I guess she was a pilot. What was her original?
Well, it's interesting. She's like the leader in the team, but she's a female, and she's not the leader, and she's still the one that is
but
like.
She pulls it off really well. Like she, so
which at the time, like that's not a thing, right? Yeah. Like female, strong. She was like the lead, but. She really wasn't in the story, but she was, even though.
Now that wasn't special effects either, right, Denny? Yeah. She's really.
Is it a woman?
Sigourney's a woman.
She couldn't. So there were special effects in regards to her that made it so in reality she's not as strong as she comes off in this movie. Obviously.
Oh, okay.
Like for one example, she was having back problems because a lot of the guns were super heavy during the shoot, and they filmed it in somewhat chronological order. And towards the end, when she was carrying Newt around, Newt was too heavy for her to carry. So a lot of those shots where you can't see Newt's face, or all the shots, I think, where you can't see Newt's face, where it's her holding her, it's a dummy.
Oh, wow.
You can't fucking tell.
I mean, the kid was what? I mean, the kid was fucking got to be 80 pounds at that point. Yeah.
Plus, like most of the shoot, everyone's back hurt on this shoot. People got injured all over the place on this shoot.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, really?
My favorite Newt part was the thumbs up.
Yeah.
You okay, Newt? And she just gives him the one old whoop, thumbs up. I was like, that is awesome.
I guess it's creepy for me because our daughter does that all the time.
Oh, really? So I was going to say, I didn't even think kids would do shit like that, but they do.
Yeah, she does that. I mean, just a simple way of communicating.
That was great, too. The salute was good, too. Yeah,
I know.
That was funny. That was such an adult thing, the salute.
That's how they cast her. They went through over 500 kids. So they went through a bunch of kids. They videotaped 500, which means like a second tier audition.
Damn, so they went through a lot of people.
They had to they knew that this girl was a serious part of the movie. apparently most kid actors, when they deliver a line at this age, they say the line and then smile, and they could not direct them to not smile when they said something. And for some reason, this kid who had no interest in acting, it was like the parents that brought her on set because they heard like some radio thing. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever. She could not smile. She could take direction and just like look like she does in this movie. And they're like, that's it. We got her.
Got it. Wow.
Nice.
Only girl,
the girl who doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, the only yeah, right. That's right. Especially in LA, because they probably breed them at this point to put them in movies.
Acting career.
There was a
She
line
never
that
wanted to be there.
James Cameron,
That's awesome.
the scene where she was covered in goop when she, like after she was captured by the aliens and stuff. She was, on set in this little cubby sitting. She apparently couldn't like stand correctly because all the stuff was plexiglass and fiberglass. Or I think it was fiberglass. The way they built it, she couldn't just stand there. So she was like in an uncomfortable position for a few days in a row. And James Cameron was one of the people putting the goop all over her. And when he was doing it one time, James said that she looked up at him and said, it should be illegal for adults to do this to children.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
And he said that she meant it as a joke, but I wasn't there. I don't know the context. I just know what he said.
That's pretty. That kid was ahead of her time.
Yeah. And Sigourney ripped her hand open in that shot.
Really?
Because like they built that thing in that shot of her
with the
tearing it apart.
when she's pulling it apart,
Cuts
it's
both of her hands
fiberglass.
open.
Oh my god,
What was it?
wouldn't that be like all itchy,
Fiberglass,
fibery stuff too?
Structure. Like they built the weird skeleton looking stuff with fiberglass, and she was tearing at it, and it's just
dear
it's
God.
really sharp when you break it.
That's
Apparently,
really that. Yeah, shit.
Ugh.
back in the good old days when you didn't have to worry about actors, just like injure them.
I mean, really,
Or
that's
children.
not a thing anymore.
No,
I don't think.
it's not.
Yeah, you got to be safe as hell.
And this was kind of a record too. I don't know if we're getting into trivia this early, but Sigourney got paid $1 million for this movie.
That's it.
Was that
That's
a
a
big deal
lot.
at the time? Like,
For
especially
a
for a female?
For a female
Did she
actor.
get any residuals on top of it? Because that doesn't seem like much
I
long
don't know.
term.
She was in all the other
Must have.
Alien movies, so probably.
Yeah.
She probably got good residuals.
Well, the third, I don't know about Resurrect. Was she in Resurrection too? I don't remember. I don't.
What do you
even
think
know
the title
anything
is?
about the
Resurrection, John. Who do you think they're resurrecting?
oh, is it
fourth.
her?
Oh, they resurrect Sigourney herself,
Yes.
huh? I see. They bring her
boy.
back because she's the one that can fight them.
That's right.
So they get some of her DNA, and like the woolly mammoth, they bring her back.
They brought back the woolly mammoth?
Oh, they try to. I don't know. There's some story about that. I don't know.
I thought they failed.
They probably felt, but they didn't. Well, we'll have to wait, see if we make it to 4 and find out.
Yeah, what do you think, TC? Are we going to
What?
watch 3?
I don't know. I'm torn because this one was so good. I don't want to be let down.
So we shouldn't watch 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer.
James Cameron was talking so much shit during the commentary
Who
on
did? Who did 3?
Dave Fincher.
Oh, really?
David
Fincher?
Fincher. It's his worst movie, I think. By
Really?
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
mean, it'd be
unfun,
interesting.
horrible, miserable mess. Is what it
Well,
is.
Danny, you have a lot.
Well,
to,
I guess you're
lot to
really talking
recommend
this
it.
one up. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
watch that one for sure. I don't want to ruin it. This one was so good that
Yeah.
like it
It
brought
would ruin
back
it for you.
it brought back
Yeah.
the
Well, then.
franchise for me because I was not a big fan of the first one. So, by the way, they only
There
paid
is
her
no
30
franchise. There is only aliens.
They,
TC.
I know, right? They only paid her $35,000 for the first one.
For the first one, yeah. 35,000 to
crazy.
1 million. Huge.
Oh my God!
Wow,
35,000 seems so cheap.
so small after taxes. That ain't much.
And James Cameron said that that was like the most a woman got paid for being an actor up until that point, but that wasn't true. I looked that up because it didn't sound true. It was Elizabeth Taylor in Cleopatra in the late 60s. I think it was like 68 or 69. She got paid $1 million.
Okay.
And the first actor, it was a deep dive, was Marlon Brando in 1962 for Mutiny on the Bounty. The
Wow.
first time an actor got paid $1 million.
Wow.
Huh.
So
Wow.
not too much longer. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor and Cleopatra, that's like a huge, sweeping, popular type of movie. Like everyone should
Right,
like
right.
that sort of thing.
That's-
This
yeah,
is like
it's like
a
a Ben-Hur or
horror
whatever.
action movie,
Right.
So that's kind of,
But
it's
who
surprising.
else could? It's not. In
It had
some
to be
ways,
her.
it's surprising.
That's,
but yeah,
that's why
like
they did it.
how-
So like she was
right.
smart enough. I don't know if it was like the studio's fucking up or her being smart. They wrote the
Right.
script with her as the lead, obviously, and they were already like casting and moving in production without her having any contract. So like that was one of the last things they
Oops.
did was sign her on, and she had huge leverage at that point because
Oh,
like they had
wow.
already
Yeah,
spent
yeah.
all this money on writing the script, doing the artwork, all this stuff.
Oh, right.
So
I mean,
she's
and
like,
who
you better
else-
give me a
even
lot of
so,
fucking money
right.
or I'm going to make all of
Walk.
you lose a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because who else could have done it?
Nobody.
I mean,
So that was just like renegotiating after all this was set up. That's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
wow.
I mean, you
Or
have
just
to. Though. She doesn't get
negotiating. It
enough.
wasn't renegotiating because she
Well,
didn't even talk to
renegotiating
anybody.
in the sense of like you knew how much you made on Alien.
Yeah.
So
Like, I want my
they were-
payday.
yeah, exactly. I want fucking pay. I mean, this movie is so good too. Like you couldn't do it without her. I don't
Well,
think.
it's also kind of like it's good now, and James Cameron
Yeah.
is the highest grossing director. He might not be the number one combined, but he did Titanic and Avatar,
Right.
which are
Right.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
is Avatar still the highest grossing movie? I think it's
I don't think so anymore.
What's
Is it?
more than? I think it is. I know all.
I mean, it
all
was
the,
a good
Marvel
movie. I
movies
loved
were-
Avatar. I loved Avatar.
Oh, well, you're in luck because you got 5 more coming.
Oh my! It's kind of
Really?
sad that he's kind of given up his whole career to make Avatar movies.
Well, he did a lot of others. He did like a bunch of documentaries
is
and things. He's
Avatar.
been doing some others.
It's
Oh,
Avatar.
I have
Wow.
Avengers Endgame is number 1
I
here
have-
on this.
I have 2.84
IMDb.
billion for Avatar.
Oh, okay.
What does Avengers say? Endgame is 2.79. So
Yeah.
if they
that's what I got
re-release
here.
it, maybe. But I bet they re-release Avatar before 2, 3, 4, 5. I would
Yep.
imagine.
I'm sure they would. It's been so long.
Yeah.
What's funny is how Avatar just has sort of seemed to have disappeared in for as big of a grossing film. It just didn't stick anywhere.
It was a
which
spectacle
is
on the
really
big
strange.
screen. People don't have
Right.
big
Well,
screens in their home.
and the time when people thought things were going to go 3D.
I'll watch the
Right,
sequels in
so-
3D. I thought the 3D in Avatar was sweet.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was cool too. That's why we went to an IMAX and saw it in 3D,
Yeah,
and it was
same.
a great experience. But that I thought that people thought that was the way of the future for everything.
Well, if you have
3D
like $400 million
TVs.
to spend on groundbreaking technology like James
Right,
Cameron does,
right.
then sure.
So
Yeah.
If you try to cheap out on it, like in Mad Max Fury Road, when they have like 3 3D shots in it that all look like complete shit compared to everything else, then not so much. Just a gimmick.
Wow. I was trying to find the residual pay for
so
Sigourney,
another
but I
scene
couldn't.
that I thought was really, really cool. Oh yeah, if you can, which I really like the scene when she's being taken out of the shuttle and the robot arms come in. That was really cool. It was very early on when they find her and these robot arms come in and scan the interior of the shuttle. I thought that was a really neat scene and just showing this like remote equipment coming in for like 1988. Again, it just looks really, really cool.
You can thank James Cameron specifically for that shot because the producers wanted to cut that out, or they did cut that out of the budget. They said it wasn't
Oh.
necessary. James wanted it so much that he put up his own money to film that scene.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yep.
Wow,
So
thanks,
I mean,
Jim.
here's a little a fact that I mean must be in Sigourney's contract too. Jerry Seinfeld makes $110 million per year still off of his
What?
residuals
What?
of Seinfeld. Yeah.
Holy shit.
How
So
many? Again?
110 million a year is what he gets
110?
just for his residuals. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
So
That's too much money for
wow.
any one person. For
Now
fuck's sake.
imagine that like for her Alien, since it was on TV so much, guaranteed she got residuals from that. So I bet you she had that written into her contract because I mean that's the only way as an actor you really make long term money is like
Right.
once you're in the movie, like
Unless
who gives a
you're
shit
Clint
what you're
Eastwood.
paid. Well, no, Clint Eastwood's got residuals on stuff because his movies get replayed on all those old
was
time
also making new
shows.
ones. You could keep doing stuff.
No,
Keep
I
making
know.
money.
I'm just saying, like when you're an actor, you love those residuals because that's your long term pay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
that's
get
really
like these
standard. That's
lump you get these lump sums,
Right.
but that long term life pay and how these like you see the actors like 30 years later, you're like, how are they still rich? It's because they still get paid. So I mean, that's
And if you get the lump sums, you turn out like Nicolas Cage.
yeah. Well, if you get the lump sums
Yeah.
and you just burn it all, yeah, and you do a bunch of drugs and
Buy a bunch of art
hookers.
that devalues as soon as you own it because you're Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, right. And you buy all the ugliest shit that no one else wants. Sure. Nah, but Nicolas Cage is still getting paid money for like leaving Las Vegas. Like they still put that one on TV,
he
I think.
he has to pay his debtors immediately. Just like give it right to the bank.
Yep. I mean, he's probably got a repo man just outside his house. Built
That's
another
right.
home right next to it. Yep, just waiting for your next check, bud. Yeah, but I mean, I'm assuming, but I would think that a movie like that, since it's been replayed so many times, there are residuals paid to her. And I mean, even for Alien, right? I would hope that she's getting something because she's on TV. You can't replay stuff with people in it without paying them again. So,
Bill Paxton doesn't get residuals. He mentioned that in the commentary.
Oh, he doesn't?
Oh, really?
well, he was not a star though.
Yeah.
So I think there is like there's a threshold, right? Like if your main stars are going to get paid, but I don't think it has to be written into your contract. You're not going to be Because there are actors too that will forego residuals for a bigger base just to like get through the,
You think
It's a
Michael
bet.
Bihn's getting residuals for this one?
I don't know.
Is he enough of a main character?
Maybe. Depends. I mean, it all depends on contracts. They could, None of them could get residuals for all I know. I mean, they could have had it written in that you don't get residuals on this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like you
right?
get 1
I mean,
million, that's
it's
unheard
possible.
of. No residuals for you.
Yes.
That's
Enjoy
right.
it.
She may have had to take that cut. Right.
I don't know.
Who knows?
You think she would have pushed for residuals?
But
They
you,
knew this.
yeah,
was
and like when you
probably
think
going
about
to be successful.
Seinfeld, I mean, Jesus Christ. But I think
Right.
his residuals are that much, probably because they buy the entire set when they
So
start
many hours of
like putting them
content.
on. Yeah, it's a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
So-
that too. Yeah.
But still,
Yeah, Paul Reiser might be richer than anybody else on the cast then because he had like 7 seasons of Mad About You.
Oh,
which-
God. No,
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's got to be the tops. She's got to be. She's been in so many movies. She's still
Right?
Oh,
going,
no,
too.
I know. She's had an amazing career too. But yeah.
I mean, dude, even Kelsey Grammer makes $13 million a year off of
Fuck.
this shit.
We got to
That's
make a
insane.
mediocre sitcom, guys.
I know.
That's the
I
ticket.
know. I know. Ted Danson makes $5 million off Cheers.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah, the Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory makes $10 million a year off residuals.
That's wow. That's
So
Dr.
do you get
Phil-
that monthly? Do you get that bi-weekly or is it
No,
like
you get a
5
year.
million
You
once
probably
a year?
just get it once a year. And
I hope
then
you get it on Christmas Eve. That'd be
and then
nice.
Dr. Phil makes $10 million for all his bullshit.
Oh.
Fucking
Residuals? Who
Clooney
watches Dr. Phil?
Clooney makes
Or,
$13 million a year
Oprah
off
review.
residuals
Yeah.
of ER.
Like Oprah reruns? I
Yeah, no,
guess?
because there's a bunch of don't forget now too with all the
Reruns?
different streaming services that have
Oh,
free
yeah,
stuff like
he has his
Tubi,
own show.
right? They buy those, they license that content to put on those free options. So like there's a bunch of this shit that we would never watch again that are available for other customers that just have those free versions. You know,
Right.
Tubi, IMDb TV. You got to pay no matter what if you're putting stuff on a service. So. I mean, these guys, really, the reason why people get into acting is fuck for the money. I
Well, look
mean,
at-
come
yeah.
on.
Fame.
Yeah, the fame and the money. The money just keeps rolling in years later. And here you are in Beverly Hills fucking having a nice dinner and everyone's like oogling at you and you're like, life is good. I got another 30 million coming. Fucking, we are in the wrong. Every
Buy
time I think
another
about, I
house.
read this shit, I'm always like, man, I'm in the wrong fucking life.
You know how lucky you have to be to get in, to be like good enough for movies, talented enough for movies, know
Right.
the right people to get auditions,
Yep.
and then lucky enough to be cast in a movie that's actually good because like you're not responsible for that shit, right? You have to be like super fucking lucky because you can do a great job in a shitty movie 10 times in a row.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
that's the end of your career, you know?
Yep.
That happens a lot
A
more
lot more.
than,
That's the same with music.
yeah.
Yeah. You just hear the success stories.
A lot less moving parts in music though, compared to a movie.
I don't know. And I don't know.
Compared to a movie.
No, I just don't know.
There's not like movies have. There's a standard for movies. There are some albums that come out.
Well, don't
that
forget
are
with music though, you got
self-produced
a
that are good.
tour. It's a whole different. There's like so many
Well,
avenues.
that's a
right?
different thing. We're just
you
talking
can't
about
even
making
break
like
through.
an album. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Yeah.
No. I
Yeah.
mean, it's different beast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
same idea of just like the 1 in a million shot, right?
Yeah.
For most people. Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, I just
Like
thought that was interesting.
Searching
Like,
for Sugar Man. You guys seen that documentary?
yeah, I luckily no.
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
No, it's great. It's about this guy that like have you seen it, John? I recommend you watch it. It's kind of about
Okay.
this, how like this guy made a few albums and they were really well reviewed and he kind of just disappeared. And there's a bunch of rumors about it, but like I think it was in South Africa, I think. It was like the theme song for the 80s. Like one of the songs was the theme song for the 80s and the licensing got fucked up. So like nobody knew that was the case for a long time. But like this guy was like a legend and didn't even know it, but no one knew where he was because he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. So the documentary is about like telling his
Trying to find
story,
him.
listening to his music is really good. And just trying to figure out where this guy went.
Oh wow.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, all right. I mean, I guess I'd probably like that.
Yeah, and the music is
Searching
really
for
good. You
Sugar
would like
Man.
the music too. You'd be like, wow,
Okay.
if this was on the radio, I'd listen to it for sure. But
Oh wow.
just didn't get traction.
Didn't break through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the common story, right?
Yeah.
Get to be a perfect person in some person's fantasy
Yeah.
in order to get into that world.
True.